So I'm so excited. I can't even get words out. Did it. We made it in one piece. And we're gonna go food because we're both very hungry.
Starving.
This is my happy place. Oh, I found all of the books. Here we go.
They're not the books. I'm so excited. Oh crap, you're recording, aren't you?
I am. Hi everybody, my name is Kelsey and we're about to get very, very nerdy with New York City bookshops. Can you tell I'm excited? I am so excited. So in about 2 hours or so, I'm about to leave to go meet up with my bestie Lauren, who you guys will have seen many times on this channel. And we're going to New York City, which is something that we've wanted to do since we were freshmen in college. It was like our dream to go to New York City and see a Broadway show and like hang out there together. And we're finally doing it and I'm beyond excited. So of course, we're going to try and hit as many bookshops as we can. A lot of the normal ones like the Strand, which is a really popular one. We really want to do the, well, I can't remember what it's called, but it's the super big Barnes & Noble that has multiple levels. There's a couple other options that we're gonna hopefully check out as well. So I thought I would vlog this experience, just kind of show you guys what New York City looks like. I'm really excited. I've been once before, but I was a freshman in high school and it was a choir trip. So I don't remember a lot of the stuff that we did and a lot of stuff we couldn't do. Like I've never actually been to the Statue of Liberty. I've just kind of seen it off in a distance because we weren't allowed to go across like the sea. Like as far as like school trips go, you weren't legally allowed to go across like a body of water. Planes were fine, but across a body of water was a no-go. But so there's a lot of stuff that I have, like I remember, like I know we're probably gonna try to hit Times Square because I remember we did that before, but I don't remember anything from it. So I am so excited. So I thought I would go ahead and kind of start the vlog here before we leave because I don't know what is going to turn into. It might just be a bunch of like clips of me showing you the different types of bookstores that we're going to hit and all the types of different things that we're going to do. We're definitely going to try to hit the public library as well. That's on the agenda, if you will. And then of course we're going to see a Broadway show, which is the Book of Mormon. I'm very excited. That was also like something that I discovered right before I went to college, and then I kind of introduced to Lauren when we were freshmen. So I'm so excited. I can't even get words out. I thought I would go ahead and start this here before we even head out. Flying out tomorrow morning. So we're going to meet up so that we're kind of close to the airport, and then we're going to go fly to New York City. It's going to be fun. I haven't been on an airplane since before COVID. I think the last time I was on an airplane was for our honeymoon 4 years ago. So very excited about this. I think it's gonna be so much fun, and I can't wait to do solo tripping, or like not solo tripping, but like bestie tripping, because there's lots of places that we want to go together, and I'm just so excited. She's been to New York many more times than I have, so I trust her in a lot of the stuff. She understands the subway system, and I do not understand the subway system, but that's fine. I'm rambling because I'm so excited. But here I am starting the vlog. I don't really know what's gonna happen, but then I'll obviously come back to you at the very end and haul everything for you, because of course I'm gonna haul things. I don't know if you can see, but that's my backpack. It's basically empty because I am going to be buying things. Shock, I know, but come on, it's shopping trips in New York City. I'm expecting to buy things. So let's go. Let's see what this trip has in store. I hope you guys enjoy this vlog, whatever it turns into. It was a very kind of spur of the moment thing. It's mostly for me so I can remember this trip, but I thought since I was making one anyway, I'd show you guys what that looked like. So come along with us as we shop and see New York City and do all of the fun things. I don't really know what we're going to be doing, but I'm excited, and nonetheless it's going to be a lot of fun. So come along with us. Hello. Here I am not paying attention. I'm matching. It's good. Okay. If you were to say the one thing that you're most excited about going into the trip to see or do, what would it be? I put you on the spot. I'm sorry.
Getting to go together.
Aww.
Yes. We've only talked about it for like
ever. I know. It's great. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fun to like see all of the book places that we've seen online forever. Well, someone's been to them before, a couple of them, but
Just once though.
that's fine. It doesn't matter.
Second time's the charm.
Hello, we have made it. There's Lauren.
Oh, hello.
I was showing you because I wanted to show you the view from our room. We're like really high up and it's ridiculous. So here's the general view. Not a whole lot until you come here and look down. It just keeps going and going. Like you think that's the ground? It's not. Great, but we're here. Very exciting. We're gonna go food and then we're gonna go to an independent bookstore. First thing we do, are we shocked? But here we go. This is our view. And we're here, look at all the nice buildings. Did it, we made it in one piece. And we're gonna go food because we're both very hungry.
Starving. Toby's.
Would you like to show off your purchase, Lauren?
Yes.
And what is that?
I have a cup of tea.
How excited are you to see the library?
Very excited. It's like my job.
day. I look very tan and I don't know why, because I'm not. Hi friends! It is the day after I got back from New York City. So I thought what I would do is a quick kind of haul of the things that I picked up. Mostly the books that I picked up. I ended up walking out of New York City with 6 books, which is not terrible for the amount of things that we did. Like, we went to so many different bookstores. Like, we were really there for 2.5 days is really what it turned out to be, because we got there on Friday. Our flight was early in the morning, but it was delayed, so we ended up not getting there until about, like, I think we got to our hotel about 1, and they let us check in early, which was fantastic. And so then we just kind of like went to a couple of the bigger things that we weren't thinking we were going to get to until the next day. And then there's definitely some things that we didn't get around to that we both wanted to make time for. There's definitely some smaller bookstores that weren't a priority for us. We put them off, but then they were closed on Sunday. So we'll have to do this again, of course, because there's just so many things to see in New York. But I thought I would talk you through kind of what I picked up and show you a little bit of a haul from New York. So the first store that we went to was the Books Are Magic store, which is one of the 2 that I wanted to see. Like, the most important ones for me were that one and the Strand. Those were the 2 that I really wanted to see. And then the Barnes & Noble on Union Square, because I thought that was really cool. So at this store, obviously I got some fun bookmarks, but I picked up this sticker, which is the logo, the Books Are Magic logo. It is on the side of the building, which I'm sure you saw, but I'll plop a picture here if you'd like to check it out. I wanted something with Books Are Magic on it, and I didn't want to, like, there wasn't any tote bags there that kind of like called to me, and there were so many mugs that I wanted, but I cannot buy any more mugs. So I decided to go with this sticker. Don't know what I'm going to put it on, but I'm going to have it. And then the book that I ended up walking out of that store with was Hex Appeal, and this is by Kate Johnson. It says, "It's just a bunch of hocus pocus." This is definitely going to be a fall book. I'm thinking maybe end of August, early September might be the time that I end up picking it up. It looks like a fun witchy romance, which I'm very excited about. So this one follows our main character, Essie, who lives in the same place in Essex, and she says that she lives with a bunch of witches of various ages, including one who is still a bit salty about having been hanged in the 18th century, one who keeps accidentally casting fertility spells, and one who knits things that create the future. And so it's this building, and they get a new landlord named Josh, who I think figures out that they are witches or something of that nature. I'm not sure if he knows right away, but it's, I think, the 2 of them. And then it ends here saying, "This is until a family secret lying hidden for centuries puts Josh's firmly under her spell." So I don't know what that means, but it looks like a fun contemporary romance. Their romance section was amazing. I wanted everything there, but I decided to walk out with this one. It looked real cute, and I have something for the fall. So that's what I picked up at Books Are Magic. And then we also went to the Barnes & Noble at Union Square, like I mentioned, and I grabbed 2 things from that one. They had a sale section, and so I picked up this book, which is City of Thorns. It's by C.N. Crawford. It's the first in the Demon Queen's Trial series. I believe there's only 3 or 4 books in this one. This one I recently put on my TBR. I can't remember who it was, but I was watching someone talk about a bunch of fantasy romance, or was I listening to someone talk about it, or did I just stumble across a bunch of fantasy romance on like Goodreads? I don't know, but when I went down the rabbit hole of fantasy romance, this was a book that was at the like forefront of that list that I ended up adding to my TBR, and they had it there for like a whole $5. It was in their super cheap sale section. So I ended up picking this one up. This one follows our main character, who, it doesn't actually tell me her name. That's unfortunate. But it follows our main character on her birthday, but she gets kidnapped by a demon who's known as the Lord of Chaos, and he mistakes her for his succubus doppelganger. She's not, and they discover this after he like tastes her blood. So I'm feeling like this is like a vampire vibe. So they end up making a deal. He'll let her stay in this city that she's like forbidden to stay in because she's trying to figure out who killed her mom. And then in return, she is going to pose as the like sexy succubus that she was thought of originally. And so they kind of like strike a bargain. I think he like teaches her how to be this succubus, but she is pretty sure that he's the one who killed her mom. So I don't know what it's going to be, but it's a fantasy romance, and I saw it there and I was like, well, it was already on my TBR, I needed to pick it up. So I picked this one up, and then the other one I picked up was kind of like the splurge of the trip, if you will. And that one is The War of Two Queens. This is the 4th book in the From Blood and Ash series. It's by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This one is huge. I do have the first 3 in like special fairy loot editions, but I haven't seen anything about them getting the rest of the series. I know that there's only one out now. The 5th one I think comes out this year or is already out, and then the 6th one comes out next year. But they do match size-wise, the hardbacks do, so I went ahead and picked this one up because I was just flipping through and I opened it and I realized that it was signed, and all my other editions are signed as well because, like I said, they came from Fairy Loot. So I didn't mind that this had the original cover on it. I liked that it was the same size hardback wise, and then the fact that it was signed kind of told me. So I ended up picking this one up. Like I said, this was the chunk. This was the heavy one of the group. It was the splurge buy of the trip, but I'm really excited that I have it. I've only read the first 2, as you guys know, but I am planning on diving into the rest of it hopefully very soon. So now I have the 4th one that I can tab it up like crazy, which I'm very excited about. But this series is the one that follows Poppy, who is the maiden, and that just basically means that she is like being saved for the gods. So she's supposed to wear white. She's not supposed to show her face. She is basically not told to have any emotions, pretty much. And the story kicks off with her getting a new bodyguard named Hawk. And then, of course, it just kind of spirals from there. So I don't know what this one is about specifically. I haven't looked at it because I haven't read the 3rd one yet. But I did pick up this edition. It's just the normal hardback, but it is signed. So I had to pick it up. Oh, my goodness. I apparently didn't take the cover off because look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I don't actually know if this is like a special Barnes & Noble edition or if that's what the normal ones do, but well, that was a fun surprise that I didn't actually look at until just now. How fun. Anyway, I now have the 4th one in the series and I'm very, very excited. And then we started off Saturday, because that was Friday, Saturday at the Strand, which is the super big bookstore. So I picked up a tote bag, which I will show you. I'm obsessed with it. It's really small. And did I need another tote bag? No, I did not. But I really wanted something with the Strand logo on it. And I was specifically thinking tote bag. And this one actually came in handy. I used it while we were in New York as well. So it's this cute little small tote bag. It's green and it has this forest pattern all over it. You've got does, you've got a bear reading, there's a fox up here, so it's very woodland creature-esque. And then on the back it just says The Strand, 18 miles of books, New York City established 1927. So, and then it's got an owl. I love this one. It's super cute. It's real sweet. Again, I didn't need another tote bag, but it's smaller than the ones I have, which is nice to have like that variety, and there was just something about it that I just needed to pick it up. So I started off with a tote bag, and then I also will show you the other non-book item that I picked up. I got a pin, which is currently on my backpack, so I'm gonna have to show it to you on my backpack. And I kind of showed it to you in the footage as well, but I got this pin of a book stack right there. It's just a little book cart, so that's fun. I have it on my backpack next to my Pride pin. So I love that so much, and I had that on my backpack basically the entire time that we were there. I wanted so many other things from the Strand. They had so many cute things, but those are the 2 non-bookish things that I picked up. And then I did pick up 2 books. Both of them are they were pretty cheap actually. The first one is this one, which is called Captive Prince. It's the first book in the Captive Prince trilogy by C.S. Picot, I believe is how you pronounce it. This is a series that some of my really good friends have read and loved. Actually, Lauren and like our like major crew, if you will, from college have read this book except for me, or the series except for me. It's a male romance, and it's set in like a Arthurian kind of story, or like kind of setting. So I saw this one and the 3rd one. They did have the 3rd one, but they didn't have the 2nd one, so I decided just to only get the first one while we were there. I almost bought the 3rd one, but I decided to hold off. This is super fun. It gives me like old fantasy vibes, but it's again like Arthurian legend vibes, and it's a romance book, so I think it's going to be Super cute and fun. Oh, it's got a nice little map there in the front. Do I even remember? I bought this because of them. So the trilogy is Captive Prince, Prince's Gambit, and King's Rising are those three. So not super long. This book, from what I can gather, based on the back of it, we follow our main character Damon, who is the rightful heir of his throne, but his half-brother decides to seize power and sends him away as basically like a slave. And so his new master is this guy named Prince Laurent at a different court, and he finds himself caught between a play for the throne, but he also must work with Laurent to survive in this country. So I think it's a romance between the two of them. I've heard that this first one's harder to get through just because it's a lot of like, he's basically enslaved and tortured for most of this book. But I've heard good things about this. I trust my friends. They have recently gotten into the ACOTAR series, so they have good taste and have all enjoyed it. So I am picking this one up because of them. And why not? And then I did find a paperback version of Rise of the School for Good and Evil by Soman Chinani, which is the first book in his new like spin-off series. It follows, I believe, the two brothers who started the school. I really enjoyed his School for Good and Evil series, and I know that the second one in the series just came out, but I've been waiting to get them paperback so that they match the rest of the series. Now they're not exactly, they're a little wider than the other ones, but they are in paperback, so they all match. But this one is, like I said, the story of the two brothers who created the School for Good and Evil that was in that series. I don't really know what this one's going to be about, but I saw it. It was super cheap. Not super cheap, but it was relatively cheap, and I've been holding off on buying it. So now I have it, which is exciting because I love his writing and I love the story. It does feel a little like I'm flipping through it, and I feel like maybe it's a little younger than his School for Good and Evil series. I'm not 100% sure. Also, they're like full-on pictures in this. Like how cool is that? And the beginning of all the chapters, let me see if I can find one. Or the parts, maybe not chapters. Yeah, parts are really cool as well. So I did finally pick up a copy, and I'm very excited. Oop, there's my Strand sticker. And then I think we went to a bunch of random other things. We did like the New York Public Library that day, so there wasn't really a whole lot of other books that I bought on Saturday. And on Sunday we did a couple of smaller bookstores that were open, and one of the ones that I was very excited about is called The Corner Bookstore, and I legit squealed when I saw that they had a copy of The Fourth Wing. You guys, I'm a little shook still. Like the fact that it's in my hand, I just am a little lost for words, if you will. And they had 2 copies of it. It wasn't just one, it was 2. I'm pretty sure it's the only place in the entire world at this point that still has a physical copy of this. And I was always kind of hoping that we would stumble across like a small independent bookstore like this while we were in New York that would have a copy of it, because it wasn't as popular of a place as like Barnes & Noble and Amazon were for like buying it. And so I just can't believe it actually was true, and I found it. I think I scared the bookstore because I squealed. I'll show you a picture of me after I found it, because I'm really happy. So there's a reason I didn't purchase it anywhere else, because I was just meant to find it there, you know? So it just doesn't have any of the fun sprayed edges. It's just pretty normal, which is fine with me. I just am so happy that I have a picture, or like it's in my hands, and I'm just a little starstruck. Also, the end pages are the map, which is really cool, and now that I can see it, it like makes the thing make sense, you know? Like the world as a whole connects in my head. So I've read this book. I've loved this book. It's going to go on my fantasy romance shelf over there, which is basically just Sarah J Maas right now, but I'm going to find room for it over there somewhere, and I'm going to tab the crap out of it over the next few days. I have fancy book highlighters that I've been waiting to use until I get this book, so I love it. But if you don't know what this book is about, I feel like if you haven't heard of this book, then you've probably been living a little bit under a rock. But we follow our main character, Violet, who is really kind of down to earth. She's been training her whole life to be a scribe because that's what her father was, and her mother is the general, and so both her brother and sister have been become writers, which are dragon writers, and her mother basically like forces her to become one. And so it's her journey through the college, the war college, of learning about everything dragon writing wise. And there's also this guy named Xaden who is the son of like the leader of a rebellion from a few years ago, and so he does not particularly like her because of who her mom is. And so it's their story and dragons, and I love it, and it's beautiful, and I gave it 5 stars, and it's worth the hype in my opinion. So I just can't believe I got a copy. So that was the last book I picked up, was Fourth Wing, and it was meant to be, you know. So that's a little look at the books that I picked up and other things that I picked up while I was in New York. We had so much fun. I vlogged the crap out of it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed my little like taste of what New York was like for me. We did a lot of very fun book shopping. We did so much in the 2 days that we were there. So I'm very impressed with us for how much we got done. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this vlog of me kind of taking you along. And as always, if you have read any of the books that I mentioned in this vlog, let me know all of your thoughts. Or if you are a New York person and you just love book shopping, what your favorite place to go in New York City, if you've ever been, let me know your thoughts on that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below if you'd like to be part of this awesome growing family. I've also got all my social media down there, as well as other fun bookish links, so check all that out, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!